Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's been a while. So I've been missing all of you. And I thought of a great exercise this morning. So I was doing my morning routine. What's your morning routine? Maybe you can type it in the comments below what it is you do every morning. Uh, for me, it's some reading, some writing, some exercise, and some breathing. And while I was doing my breathing this morning, it came to the front of my mind about the placebo effect. So I started to do a little reading and just recall some of these amazing facts. So we all know everything starts with the breath, right? And when we breathe, we activate this kind of inner pharmacy, right? Our mind. In fact, the brain uses 10% more oxygen than no, not 10%, 10 times more oxygen than the rest of the body. And also produces 10 times as much carbon dioxide, right? So we really need to exhale to get that out. And when our brain is really well oxygenated, we have better logical thinking, problem solving. So those are all good reasons to breathe. And in the placebo effect is this really cool nuance in science. They don't really have a good name for it, and I'm sure it's kind of annoying for most true scientists. So anytime they're testing a new drug or a new medication, they always have a control group. So a group of people who aren't receiving any medication. Who would maybe get a placebo. So placebos can be like a sugar pill or water. And what they find is often people who are receiving the placebo will have like the same results and equal results to people who are getting the medication. So it's not very often documented. What they would say is maybe 52% of the study, showed improvements. But that other 50% they're not talking about, those people might have been receiving a placebo and they might have had really great results too. So placebo comes from the Latin word, I shall please. And it's the body's amazing ability to heal, right? And breathing is one of those things that stimulates that natural healing process. In fact, if you look back over history, like the ancient Greeks, right? If we think about the Hippocratic Oath, right? They talk about Apollo. And what they used to do was create these spas and hospitals and temples where people would go to breathe and come into a hypnotic state. And they called it like the divine sleep. So that's where a lot of the healing would happen, right? So when we breathe better, we sleep better. So the placebo effect. We also have the nocebo effect. So this is like the shadow side, the opposite. It comes from the Latin word, I shall harm. And it's kind of best thought of if you think maybe about an ancient tribe or something, and they have a medicine man, and the medicine man puts a curse on you. Often they found, like they started to research this and they named it because people who had a curse would get sick or pass away. And I see this in my regular practice too. Not people being cursed, but I see, often somebody will come in and they will, say that their sciatic nerve has a problem, or they think it's their sciatic nerve. When 9 times out of 10, it is a tight muscle in your hip. But we've done some reading online maybe, or we've heard this word, the sciatic nerve, or sciatica, and we think that it must be that, right? I even had a girlfriend call me one time because she read an article about how a headache might be a sign of brain tumor, right? But there's 21 muscles that can cause a headache, right? So our mind can take this and go really far with it, or we can use this placebo healing effect to really tap into our body. So that's what we're going to do today. And everything starts with the breath. So the first exercise I have today is actually proven to lower your blood pressure. It's an exercise, actually, it's one of Deepak Chopra's favorite exercises. So you're going to inhale through your nose and exhale. When you exhale, you're going to imagine that you're like blowing on your glasses to clean them, right? You need some steam. Except for you're going to keep your mouth closed. So you're going to open the mouth, but keep the lips closed. So let's try it. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose with the mouth open. Inhale and exhale through the nose with the mouth open. Seems a bit silly, but if you have a way of measuring your blood pressure, you can check it. The next exercise we're going to do is to kind of tap in to our own bodies. So I want you to just sit for a minute. Notice your body. Notice where you're at. Feel for some discomfort. Maybe you have some place that has pain in it. Maybe you have a place that is a little bit tight, a little restricted, a little achy. Maybe you even have just some emotional discomfort. So you could be feeling really tired, or you could be feeling a little bit stressed, you know. So I want you to feel into that and identify it. So for me, it's my shoulder right here. It's a little bit stiff this morning, and so that's what I'm going to focus on. So give it a value, 1 out of 10. Maybe your value is, maybe it's a 5 out of 10. Maybe you're feeling it's like, and it's a 10 out of 10. And now we're going to take a nice breath, right? So I just want you to take a nice breath and imagine breathing into that area. And that the whole muscle or the bone fills up with air like a balloon. And exhale through that area. So you're going to take a few nice breaths right in and out through whichever part is tight. And if it's emotional, just put your hand on your heart and just breathe in and out through there. Good. And now with our mind's eye, so kind of, you can close your eyes for this. You can think about maybe the color white, or my personal favorite is like a sparkler, like a white sparkle bomb, inside of that area. So I'm going to breathe into my shoulder and picture a sparkler, lighting it up, and exhale. So you can play with this exercise, but before we go, I want you to just think about the pain scale we identified at the start. So if you were a 5, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you now? Are you a 3? Are you a 2? Is it worse? If you spend a little while longer just breathing into this part of your body, does it get better? So play with it. Be your own advocate. Be your own pharmacy. You have all the tools you need, and I hope you have a glorious day.